the staff at Incline High School, welcome to the graduation of the class of 2016. It is my pleasure today to address you, our seniors, one last time before you walk across this stage, receive your hard-earned diploma, move your tassel from one side to the next, and move on into the next phase of your life. Over the past week, I have had the pleasure of interviewing many of you on a one-to-one basis to find out what you think about Incline High School. Your comments are always so interesting to me, and sometimes very revealing. You are thoughtful, intelligent, and articulate. My last question that I always ask you is there anything that you would do differently going through high school again? Do you have any advice for incoming freshmen or any regrets? After reading through your collective responses to question number 3, I decided to do some research of my own on the idea of regrets. I know what I personally regretted in my life, but I wondered, what do other people actually regret? I did a little bit of research and found an article in Forbes magazine written by Eric Jackson, who tackled this very topic. So here are some of the things that I found very interesting on this list that he compiled called the 25 Biggest Regrets in Life. Working so much at the expense of family and friendship. Not standing up to bullies in school and in life. Not staying in touch with some good friends from childhood and youth. Not turning off my phone more. Breaking up with my true love. Worrying about what others thought about me way too much. Not having enough confidence in myself. Taking life too seriously. Trusting that voice in the back of my head a little bit more. Not getting that degree. Not taking care of my health when I had the chance. Now, while most of these have to do with our interactions with other people, how we spend our time, our levels of motivation, or just our attitude in general, the penultimate regret on the list that I will share with you in just a second really resonated with me personally because it is central to my belief system, not only as an educator, but also as a citizen of this world. It is something I feel very strongly about. Item number 24 really has nothing to do with family or career or romance. It's about learning another language. In his article, Jackson writes, "A lot of us travel a lot. Fewer still have studied a second language. And this is a big regret down the road for many of us, even though it might seem like a small thing next to family, career, and romance. A lot of us wish we'd made the time to learn a new language, to open up a whole new culture to us. Those of you who speak a second or a third language know that this is really true. Language is not just about phonemes and syntax and direct objects and predicate nominatives, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with now after having had Mr. Canino. Language is how we transmit culture, how we begin to understand each other as human beings, and ultimately, how we eradicate our world's greatest problems. Increasingly global economies, a heightened need for national security, and changing demographics in the United States have increased attention to our country's lack of language capability. Every call to action to prepare our students for the 21st century includes offering them the opportunity to learn languages other than English and increase their knowledge of other cultures. In its 2006 report, the Committee for Economic Development stated, "To confront the 21st century challenges, foreign language skills and cultural awareness must be increased in our educational system. America's continued global leadership will depend on our students' abilities to interact with the world community, both inside and outside our borders." Yet the latest enrollment figures indicate that only 18.5% of students in the United States in public schools, K through 12, are actually enrolled in a foreign language. And an even smaller percentage can actually claim being bilingual and biliterate. This last statement, Incline High School Class of 2016, is the reason why I am absolutely bursting with pride today to be your principal. Today, June 16th, 2016, your class will be the first ever at Incline High School to graduate students who have earned the seal of biliteracy from the state of Nevada. This distinction is awarded to students who achieved proficiency in at least 2 languages, as demonstrated by earning a 3 or higher on any advanced placement language exam and maintaining at least a 2.0 throughout 4 years of English, or conversely by earning a 4, 5, or an advanced rating on the assessment of performance toward proficiency in languages, which we just call the APPLE for obvious reasons, which measures world readiness standards for learning languages. The class of 2016 earned 25 biliteracy distinctions, with 4 of our students earning this distinction of being triliterate. This represents 35% of this senior class, almost twice the national average, a phenomenal testimony to your depth as true intellects and global citizens. At this time, I would like the following students to stand in recognition of this outstanding accomplishment, and I'm going to ask you to please hold your applause until the last student's name is read. Aranza Alcantara, Spanish. Carolina Alvarez, Spanish. Brian Banuelos Alanis, French and Spanish. Alex Barnard, Spanish. Ella Brider, Spanish. Arely Camacho Lopez, Spanish. Mitchell Cornell, Spanish. Connor Devine, Spanish. Ryan Eppolito, French. Victoria Finland, Spanish. Julia Golombik, Spanish. Brian Golombik, Spanish. Owen Graffis, Spanish. Caitlin Howard, Spanish. Hannah Laurie, Spanish. Viridiana Lucero de la Cruz, Spanish and French. Lisette Martinez, Spanish. Aida Murillo Paniagua, Spanish. Zaira Padilla Guzman, Spanish. Diego Rubio Mesa, Spanish. Jerry Sanchez, Spanish. Sarah Sanchez Sarmiento, Spanish and French. Anne Schragi, Spanish. August Stratz, French and German. And Allison Tong, Mandarin, Chinese. Congratulations to the students and to the rest of the class of 2016. And it goes without saying that our 2 phenomenal language teachers, Ms. Jenny Cross and Ms. Jeanette Holman, have a huge amount of responsibility. Class of 2016, as you move forward in your life, if you haven't already done so, learn a second language so that you don't have it on your list of regrets. What you have to remember is that you can do anything. You can change your minds, you can start over, you can try writing something for the first time, and you can learn a second language. You are so young. You cannot and you must not lose this sense of possibility, because in the end, it's all you have. Class of 2016, felicidades, felicitation, herzlich Glückwünsche, Gugshi. Congratulations. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce my colleague, Dr. Andrew Yoxheimer, who will introduce our valedictorian and salutatorian.